Good evening, Belize. It's Wednesday, and this is News 5. I'm Sabrina Daly. Tonight, as Prime Minister John Bersenio heads off on personal leave, questions over Defense Ministry spending continue to follow him. Then we look at the holes in Belize's procurement system and the growing push for tougher rules, online disclosure, and clearer answers on how public money is spent. Also tonight, the expanded Joint Public Accounts Committee, now including senators and social partner representatives, is asking the Auditor General to conduct a full review of SmartStream, the government's financial management system. And as Belize faces rising electricity demand, the Prime Minister says his administration is working to address the country's long-standing power supply challenges. This as Belize Electricity Limited confirms that Mexico's CFE has signaled a need to reduce power supply to Belize. Plus, history at Price Barracks. Warrant Officer Class 1 D. Anchor Greenwich Reyes becomes the BDF's first female Force Sergeant Major, the highest enlisted rank in the organization. Accountability, energy security, and a milestone moment for women in uniform. These stories and more are coming up in 60 seconds. Stay with us. News 5 starts now.
Business starts with a vision, and everyday Belizean entrepreneurs are turning that vision into reality.
Hi, I'm Rosalie, General Manager of Cards and Merchant Services at the Belize Bank. Today, I am proud to introduce our new solution designed specifically for Belize's small and medium-sized businesses.
Introducing the Belize Bank Advantage MasterCard SME Business Credit Card. Whether you're managing everyday expenses, purchasing inventory, or investing in growth, this card gives your business the flexibility to move forward with confidence. Applying is easy. Visit any Belize Bank branch and speak with one of our SME officers. We'll help you find a solution that best fits your business. Your business is building Belize's future. Let Belize Bank help power what's next.
This newscast is brought to you by the Belize Bank Limited. Our country, your bank.
Welcome back. With Prime Minister John Bersenio set to begin personal leave tomorrow, questions about the Ministry of Defense's controversial spending continue to follow him. We caught up with the PM today at Price Barracks during the Belize Defense Forces recruit pass-out ceremony, where we pressed him for answers on the ongoing investigation into suspicious ministry transactions. The scrutiny comes after leaked SmartStream invoices appeared to show the Prime Minister's brother and his business associates receiving payments from the Ministry of Defense through a series of questionable invoices valued below $10,000. Adding to the concerns, Bersenio's brother is also a shareholder in Hugo Engineering, a company reportedly paid to supply food produce to the ministry. With the controversy still unfolding, we asked the Prime Minister whether he has spoken to his brother since the matter surfaced and what, if any, he has learned from those conversations.
I've spoken to him and there's nothing more to add.
What update are you able to give us at this time about the audit? Anything you can tell us 4 weeks in now?
No, we can't. I don't talk to the auditor, to the Auditor General. She's independent and she's doing her own job. She has been going meticulously through. I mean, it's a lot of files because on invoices and the POs, what they refer to as the POs, the purchase orders, and the contracts. It's a lot of work, and they're compiling them. That's what the last I know from from the CEO, and whenever she has a report, then she make it available.
You indicated that the audit will go back to 2015. Has this resulted in a request from the office for additional time than the initial 3 months indicated?
Well, I think it's important for us, for Belizeans to know we're looking at what has happened during our time, but it's also important to be able to take a look back. And I believe that we can go back as far as 2015. I don't think that has been officially said to the Auditor General, but I will ask if the Financial Secretary to speak with her and also to request that we go back all the way to 2015. I think that a lot has been said, and there's this impression as if, this money has been paid and the soldiers and the Coast Guard are not getting food. If you want to be objective, every soldier will tell you that today they're eating way better than they did before we came into government.
As scrutiny intensifies over Ministry of Defense spending, another question is coming into focus. When did many of the ministry's suppliers enter the picture? Records show that several companies receiving government business were established after the Briseno administration took office, prompting questions about their emergence and access to contracts. Today, we put those concerns directly to Prime Minister John Briseno. The PM says he sees nothing suspicious about newer companies securing government work, arguing that the real test is whether they deliver value for taxpayers.
How does it strike you knowing that multiple of these companies were established after your administration took office? A&Y, Kukulkan, MP Farms, etc.
You have to ask them. That's something I could comment. I mean,
does it raise any suspicions for you?
It's not a matter of suspicion. If there's something wrong, if there was any wrongdoing, and I think the Auditor General will be, when they finish the audit, will be able to show if there was anything wrong. It's nothing right if you want to start your business, to be able to supply or to provide a service or goods to the government. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's just to ensure that we get value for money, and I think that is what is most important.
But the former commander of the BDF Services and Support Battalion told us that after 2020, even basic procurement was sent to Belmopan and taken away from them. Does that show any signs of corruption?
That is not true. That started in 2018 when there was a problem with reversing and procurement within the BDF. And what that person is not, if that person would have been fair enough, he would also tell you that even the things that we buy, whenever the central or the ministry is buying, it is in consultation with the soldiers. The soldiers tell you what they want.
Follow the money, and you'll often end up at a government contract. Roads, schools, consultancies, supplies, public works. Every year, millions of dollars in taxpayer funds are awarded through Belize's procurement system. But the public does not always get a clear view of who benefits, why they were selected, or whether the process was properly followed. That lack of visibility, reformers warn, creates room for favoritism, manipulation, and abuse. Tonight, we take a closer look at the major gaps in Belize's public procurement framework and why calls are growing for stronger enforcement, online disclosure, and greater transparency in how public money is spent. Here's News 5's Isani Katano with the following report.
Public procurement is how government spends taxpayers' money, whether it's buying office supplies, hiring a consultant, building a road, or launching a major infrastructure project. When the system works, taxpayers get value for money, businesses get a fair shot, and projects are completed the way they should be. But when the system is weak, the risks grow quickly. Contracts can go to favored companies, prices can be inflated, ownership can be hidden, and political influence can creep into decisions. In the end, taxpayers may pay more, honest businesses may lose out, and public trust takes the hit. A new reform analysis says Belize's public procurement system has the basic rules on paper, but not enough muscle to enforce them. The review points to 5 major weaknesses. Belize does not have a procurement-specific criminal law, an independent regulator to police the system, or a national online portal where the public can track contracts. It also does not require companies to disclose who really owns them, or whether politically connected persons are involved. And when companies break the rules, the system for banning them from future contracts remains weak. The analysis says Belize's procurement system is built mostly on older financial laws and guidelines, including the Financial and Audit Reform Act of 2005, the Financial Orders from 1965, and the 2013 Procurement Handbook. But reformers argue that those rules do not go far enough. They do not create strong, procurement-specific criminal offenses for serious misconduct, such as bid rigging, tender fraud, splitting contracts to avoid scrutiny, or hiding political ownership behind companies. In other words, Belize has procedures for how contracts should be awarded, but not enough tough penalties for those who manipulate the process. Belize has no independent watchdog focused solely on public procurement. Unlike Trinidad and Tobago, which has a dedicated procurement regulator, Belize depends on oversight offices with limited powers. The Contractor General can review some issues, but reformers say that office cannot fully police how contracts are awarded across government. They are calling for a new independent regulator that reports directly to the National Assembly, with power to stop questionable contracts, hold public hearings, blacklist bad actors, issue orders, and send suspected wrongdoing to the DPP. Here's what we're asking. When ministries award contracts, who checks the process as fair, clean, and free from political influence? Belize still has no one-stop website to track government contracts. Today, many notices appear in the Gazette or newspapers, but there is no searchable public portal showing tenders, awards, cancellations, contract values, winning companies, owners, complaints, or performance records. That leaves key information scattered or out of sight. An e-procurement portal would put public contracts in one place, making spending easier to track and make questionable deals harder to hide. In a modern procurement system, the public should not have to search through scattered notices or make repeated requests to find out how public money was spent. The recommendation here is one central online portal, free, searchable, and updated in real time. A company may win a government contract, but the public may still not know who is really behind it. Belize does not require bidders to disclose their true owners or reveal whether politically connected persons are involved. Without that information, someone with political influence could hide behind a nominee company, a relative, or a layered ownership structure and still benefit from public contracts. That's a major loophole. If the country wants clean procurement, the public must know not just which company won the contract, but who really stands to profit. Sole source contracts are one of the riskiest parts of public procurement. They are not always wrong. Emergencies, special equipment, or unique services may justify hiring one supplier directly. But because competition is limited or removed completely, the process needs stronger checks. The analysis says Belize's rules are too vague. It recommends that sole source awards get written approval from an independent review panel, and that government publish the reasons online within 48 hours. Belize's current framework does not require publication of evaluation scores or bidder rankings, and debriefing is not guaranteed as a legal right. It recommends publishing evaluation summaries and giving unsuccessful bidders a debriefing within 10 working days. If one company bids lower but loses, or another company wins despite controversy, the public should be able to understand the basis of the decision. Was it price? Experience? Technical quality? Delivery time? Without scoring transparency, suspicion can grow. The debarment system is weak because the 3 to 5 year debarment mentioned in the handbook is administrative, not statutory, and is not maintained in a publicly searchable registry. It also raises the concern that a debarred person could create or use another company if ownership is not properly tracked. A debarment list is only useful if ministries, businesses, journalists, and the public can search it, not only by company name, but by the people behind the company. At its heart is accountability. If taxpayers are footing the bill, they should be able to see how every dollar is spent. Belize needs to go beyond procurement procedures and build a system that prioritizes transparency, public disclosure, independent oversight, and penalties for wrongdoing. Reporting for News 5, I am Isani Cayetano.
Belize has no shortage of corruption scandals. What it has struggled to produce is a system strong enough to prevent them, investigate them, and hold people accountable when public trust is broken. With the Mira Millions controversy and questions over Ministry of Defense procurement still dominating public discussions, attention is once again turning to a promise Belize made 10 years ago to fully implement the United Nations Convention Against Corruption, better known as UNCAC. The convention lays out a global blueprint for transparency, accountability, and the protection of public resources. But while Belize signed on to that agreement, putting it fully into practice has moved slowly, slowed by gaps in legislation, limited technical capacity, and the cost of reform. Tonight, we look at what UNCAC actually requires, why it matters now, and why many Belizeans say the country can no longer afford to treat anti-corruption reform as unfinished business. News 5's Isani Catano reports.
As two major scandals continue to dominate public discussion, the Mira Millions affair and questionable Ministry of Defense procurement, pressure is building for Belize to finally put the United Nations Convention Against Corruption, UNCAC, into action.
Don't care when poor government do. The only thing we want to stop corruption in this country, the UNCAC. They need to give with UNCAC.
But how can UNCAC help Belize fight corruption at its roots? The UN calls it a complete anti-corruption toolkit, and it is the only global agreement that legally requires countries to act.
Society cannot function equitably and efficiently when public officials, from doctors to police, judges to politicians, enriches themselves rather than perform their duties with integrity. Corruption robs funds from schools, hospitals, infrastructure, and other vital services.
Belize made the pledge in 2016 when it signed on to UNCAC. Nearly 10 years later, full implementation is still dragging. According to Director of Good Governance Cesar Ross, limited funding and technical capacity remain the biggest hurdles. His unit is now tasked with getting the process across the finish line.
The burden on drafters or councils to develop who are the ones who have to sit down and put these legislations together. And the amount of work that they have, and so it slows it down. Wherever possible, what we would like to do is have a consultant, bring in a consultant to develop a draft the legislation. That is what we need to do, but that, again, entails a certain amount of expenditure, right?
But Ross says the process is not standing still. He points to one major development, draft legislation, that would give insiders more protection when they come forward with information about wrongdoing, much like the whistleblower behind the leaked SmartStream invoices.
The legislation and the elements within the legislation are there to ensure that any complaint made is processed, that the reporting authority receiving it has to look at it seriously, right? And we're even in it, we're putting in that if they minimize its importance and say it's frivolous, that there be another opportunity for that to move forward.
So, as the process towards the full implementation of UNCAC drags on, in the end, the true sign of success will be the enactment of legislation that yields results, such as jailed politicians.
The creating of the legislations is not the end point. It's applying them and showing that when we can say there is so much less corruption occurring, right? When we can say that, one can Auditor General, I remember one time saying that there's so many millions that we're losing to certain levels of corruption, whether it's contractual, whether it's procurement, whatever areas and such.
Ross admits Belize may still be years away from fully bringing UNCAC to life. But he says the work has started, and his unit is pushing reforms aimed at closing the gaps that allow corruption to take root. Reporting for News 5, I am Isana Cayetano.
Fighting corruption takes more than speeches and policy papers. It also takes money, people, and political commitment. But according to Director of Good Governance Cesar Ross, Belize's push to fully implement UNCAC has been slowed by limited resources. The Briceño administration created the Good Governance Unit in 2022 to help lead that effort. But the question tonight is whether government has given the unit enough support to carry out its mandate, or whether the slow pace says something more about political will.
Because it's a new unit, just established in 2022, the administration was looking at recommendations to the budget. And so the initial budgets were developed based on how this unit would establish itself, etc. And what is requested every year is that we look at what we have, what we need, and any special projects we can submit, etc. So when we look at those areas there, the budget for simply the unit being operational is one, but to each project that is undertaken, we have to develop a separate budget for that. And where, as we take them on, we understand the nature of what it costs for each one of these projects. And so we're doing it slowly as we take on project by project, because it's a relatively small team, but there's several stakeholders that are assisting in making this possible.
The ministry operates under the Ministry of Public Service, Constitutional and Political Reform. Coming up, SSB wants to invest $20 million in Hydro Belize. The Prime Minister calls it smart, but is it safe?
Lobster Fest weekend is here. The crowd is ready, the boats are ready, and the energy starts now. Next up, Key Cocker. Food, music, crowds, island vibes. Ride with San Pedro Belize Express Water Taxi for a smooth, reliable trip straight into the heart of Lobster Fest. Book ahead with the app, skip the check-in line, and get to Lobster Fest faster. San Pedro Belize Express Water Taxi, your official ride to Key Cocker Lobster Fest.
He's found some space down the right side. Plenty of support arriving now, and there's another making the run. They're getting bodies forward here. He spotted the opening, and he takes it. The anticipation is building. You can feel the tension growing. He's through here. This is the chance. Oh, what a chance. He should have done better there, but they're not done yet. They're coming again. The pressure is mounting now. The crowd can sense something here. One pass. He's through. He shoots. Football is all about. The world gathers together, all in one place.
The next station is not just a place, it's the vacation capital of the world. Mexican Caribbean, the vacation capital.
Easy. Accessible. Safe. Yours. Digi Wallet. Easy, accessible, safe, yours.
My name is Ernest Miralda, and I'm 43 years old. I have lived in Monkey River Village most of my life. This is the place I grew up and where my family lives. When I was young, we had a big beach in front of the village. We had to walk quite a distance to reach the sea. There were 2 more rows of houses and then the beach. It was a free childhood in a beautiful community. I was about 12 or 13 when I realized the sea was taking the land. The sea just keeps eating the land. We had a big football field in front of the cemetery, and all of that is now gone. When we saw it getting closer to the school, that's when we realized how serious it was. In 2017, the cemetery where my grandmother was buried began to be taken by the sea. Her tomb slowly slipped into the water. The village was very concerned. People came together and started filling sandbags. It helped for a little while, but the erosion continued. Monkey River and neighboring communities came together to build a small seawall to protect some of the more vulnerable homes. The sea took my childhood home. Some families had to break down their houses and rebuild further back in the village. In my lifetime, we have lost at least 200 feet. Seeing the work done by the Ministry of Rural Transformation to protect the shoreline gives us hope. For my family and the whole community, it means protecting our home. Monkey River is special. We want our children and their children to grow here just like we did. We just want to preserve our community.
The Ministry of Rural Transformation continues to work with communities like Monkey River to protect livelihoods, strengthen resilience, and preserve Belize's coastal villages for generations to come.
The demand for power is climbing. Mexico may soon send less electricity our way, and Belize could be looking at more planned outages. But Prime Minister John Briceño says government is working on short-term fixes to keep the lights on and prevent load shedding from becoming the new normal whenever CFE cuts supply.
That has always been a problem from since 2000 and from 2024. As we know, Belize has been, the demand for electricity has been growing exceedingly fast. And likewise, in the southern part of Mexico, they're having the same problems. They should have had 1.2 gigawatts of electricity already online, but they seem to be having a lot of problems when getting that. I think the plants have been built in Mexico, but now they're having problems on how they can get the natural gas to power up or fire up those plants. So we are in conversation with them, but at the same time we are also taking our own precautions. We're happy that it's raining, so the dam is starting to fill up again, so we'll be able to get some more electricity from them. We also, BL had signed on with a company to be able to have a standby generator. The generator should have been here from the month towards the end of May, I think. But because of the war in Iraq, it has messed up, the shipping, and that is why we have not gotten it by now. We're hoping that by the end of the month or sometime next month, that standby generator will be here. Once that standby generator is in Belize, so whenever there's any kind of load shedding, then we will be able to fire that up for us to be able to ensure that we don't have any load shedding in Belize.
As the threat of electricity shortages looms, Belize Electricity Limited is bracing for a scenario many customers hope to avoid. That's rolling blackouts during the evening hours. The warning comes after Mexico's power provider CFE alerted BEL that growing demand on its own grid could force a reduction in electricity exports to Belize. In response, the utility says it is preparing contingency plans to keep the national grid stable, including controlled outages between 6 p.m. and midnight if supply levels fall short. At the same time, BEL is racing to boost local generation capacity with a new 24-megawatt mobile power plant in the works near Mile 8 on the George Price Highway. Earlier this month, Executive Chairman Lin Young outlined how the company is preparing for the possibility that Belize may have to rely less on imported power and more on its own resources.
We know of the challenges that's happening in CFE, and really and truly, it's not only CFE. Events throughout the world right now is driving up fuel prices, logistics problems with delivering fuel. There's a lot of challenges there. What we have done is that we are renting about 20 megawatts of generation that we are putting in place at Westlake to cover us so that in the event CFE cannot supply, we can meet it. We had hoped to have that online this month, but again, the war and stuff kind of caught up with us. Some of the deliveries that were supposed to happen got caught up in that whole shipping problem, and so it's late on delivery. So we expect to have that emergency power online around the mid to end of August. Once that comes online and we are not exposed, we won't be as exposed to the CFE situation. We are also looking to try to meet with the IPPs, Babcock, Belcogen, Santander, to see if there's a way that we can enhance the in-country generation in the short term. And of course, we have some long-term projects in place to bring in grid-connected solar. So we're taking the steps necessary to try to deal with the short term through the emergency power, and then we have these projects that will deal with it in the long term.
BEL said load shedding could affect sections of the Orange Walk, Corozal, Belize, Cayo, Stan Creek, and Toledo districts. As Belize faces the threat of reduced power imports from Mexico, officials say they are staying in constant contact with CFE, Mexico's state-owned electricity provider. Foreign Affairs CEO Oscar Arnold says Belize has been closely monitoring the situation and maintaining regular communication with Mexican authorities to manage any potential supply disruptions. He noted that during past periods of uncertainty, discussions with CFE often took place daily as electricity availability shifted.
I received a request from here in Capital to engage CFE and to engage the Mexicans. And it was a touch and go. Every day at 5 to 6, I would get a call from BEL. Listen, this is what will happen, and we will have outages. And then we would engage the CFE personnel, especially the ones in Yucatan, because that is where they were generating the power. But it's for us to understand that they also have some challenges. They also have growing demands on their end. We do pay a premium, so it's to their benefit as well to sell us, but it's to manage local consumption as opposed to exporting, kind of what we do here with some of our commodities. And some days, it would be where even the Mexicans at CFE did not know what they could provide at a certain time. Sometimes they would come in at a little bit less, sometimes a little bit more. It was interesting because when I read some of the social media comments, some people went from being angry that there would be scheduled power outages to then being angry that we didn't have the power outage that they said that we had to prepare for, not understanding everything that was involved there. But yes, I learned a lot. We developed a great relationship, not only with the people in Yucatan at CFE, but also with their head office in Mexico City.
Arnold explained that while Belize is working on strengthening in-country power generation, amicable dialogue with Mexico continues to support Belize's needs during shortages. The Social Security Board is looking to put $20 million into Hydro Belize shares, and Prime Minister John Bersenio says it is a smart move. But with workers' money on the line, the bigger question is whether SSB is making a sound investment or taking on too much risk in one place. The board has already issued public notice of the planned purchase, and today we asked the Prime Minister why he believes the investment makes sense.
I think it's a good investment. As you all know, Social Security, the last time I checked, had over $100+ million, and they need to put that money to work. If they can't invest that money, by 2030, they will have to raise contributions. And they look for solid investment that would bring at the minimum a 5% rate of return. Unfortunately, BTL is nowhere near that, and we have to try to find ways how we can fix that. But with Hydro Belize, from the prospectus, they're saying that they expect 10% or probably as much as 12% dividends on a yearly basis. So it is a good investment, and it's an investment that we support.
SSB will hold approximately $1.40 million ordinary shares in Hydro Belize, representing about 30% ownership. There's more news after the break, so stay tuned.
Game 4 of the NEBL Finals is heading back to Orange Walk this Friday night. And it is the final home game for the Orange Walk Running Rebels. And a must win, as the Rebels don't want the Belize City Defenders to pop the champagne and celebrate with that 70K on their home court. So Rebels Nation, you need to come out in unprecedented numbers this Friday night, 9 p.m. at the Orange Walk Sporting Complex to ensure the series continues. Giveaways, the NEBL Girls plus more. It's Game 4 of the NEBL Finals this Friday night. Will the Orange Walk Running Rebels force a Game 5? Or will the Defenders be the champs? Sponsored by the Government of Belize.
Prepare for the sweltering heat with a Rheem AC unit to keep you and your family cool and cozy. Get the recommended BTU for your bedroom or living room and enjoy complete comfort. You can also save some much-needed cash with an inverter unit, which provides superior energy efficiency. When the heat is on, stay cool with an affordable, dependable AC unit from Rheem. Available at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Insurance fact. Did you know with Home Protector Insurance, construction projects can receive insurance coverage from start to finish? We offer a variety of bonds. This includes bid bonds, advance payment bond, performance bonds, or others. Let Home Protector be a part of your team and help safeguard you through your next project. Visit any Home Protector Insurance office near you to learn more.
Are you enjoying the incredible voices of KTV The Remix Season 8? Well, don't forget, the power is in your hands. This week, each remaining contestant has been assigned a new voting number. To vote for your favorite KTV contestant, simply text the number of votes, followed by a space, then your contestant's assigned voting number, and send it to 585. And remember, you can also send credit directly to your favorite contestant's assigned smartphone number. Here are this week's remaining contestants and their new voting numbers.
Hello, me too young for lockdown with nobody. I pray one day somebody keep your company.
Shawty, you're my angel, you're my darling angel. Girl, you're my friend when I'm in need. You don't have to wind up yourself. You don't have to wild up yourself, oh. And then she bubble and she bubble and she bubble and wine. Armonía de amor, cara bonita es mi inspiración. Abrázame a tu corazón y no me dejes.
What you want, as long as you're with me. Say what you want, as long as I hear you calling my name over and over again. Pack up your things and leave, don't come back.
Family and help me earn me daily meal. Them don't know how it feel when you a cry.
When you're ready for the bump and grind, it's only you. I had my trials when my pillows dried my eyes. Then the morning came and my wings.
Only know you've been high when you're feeling low. Only hate the road when you're missing home. Only know you love her when you let her go.
Who will make it through to next week? Your vote can keep your KTV star on the stage. Vote before Sunday at midnight. Join us at The Bliss every Tuesday at 8 p.m. for KTV The Remix Season 8.
Life is full of precious moments worth cherishing, moments that shape our present and lay the foundation for our future. But amidst life's beautiful tapestry, there are uncertainties we must confront. How do we secure today while protecting tomorrow? Introducing RF&G Life Insurance, your partner in safeguarding what matters most. With a RF&G Life Insurance plan, you can ensure financial security for your loved ones, providing them with a safety net for the future. From identifying and recommending plans suitable for your unique needs to expert advice every step of the way, RF&G Life Insurance is committed to protecting your family's legacy. Choose RF&G Life Insurance for peace of mind you can rely on. RF&G Life Insurance, securing today, protecting tomorrow. Your life, your legacy.
Football event in the world is finally here, and Smart is giving you the chance to play and win. Before every match starts, predict who will win. The more predictions you make, the more chances you have to win. Get 1 point towards your total when you guess the winning team. Predict the exact score and earn up to 4 points. The top scorer at the conclusion of the World Cup wins the grand prize of $2,500 in cash. That's not all. Players get a chance to win weekly prizes. Plus, our quarterfinal winner gets a watch party package. Play directly in the Smart app for just 50 cents per entry. Prediction starts June 1st to July 18, 2026. Don't just watch the World Cup. Play along and win with Smart. Smart, bringing people together.
When government money is spent, someone has to follow the trail. That is the role of the Joint Public Accounts Committee, and tonight it is turning its attention to SmartStream, the system used to manage public finances. The expanded JPAC, which now includes senators and social partner representatives, has asked the Auditor General to carry out a full review of SmartStream's financial management system. The request was made on July 9th as the audit into the Ministry of Defense's finances continues. And already, the Auditor General has agreed to take it on. We spoke with JPAC Chairman Godwin Haylock.
The SmartStream system, we believe, was created to help report, to help reconcile how finances are run within the government system. It's definitely something the government requires to create a robust accounting system. And we thought that as a group, we felt that it wasn't working the way it should, in the sense that it should be helping the public to see how public finances are being spent, because at the end of the day, it's not our personal money, it's the people's money, and we have to be an oversight committee to ensure it's running right. So the smart system, the way we see it right now and the way how majority of the public is viewing this, is that it's not open, it's not transparent, it's not doing what it's supposed to do. So we wrote her saying, here what, tell us what's going on with the smart treaty system. The people of Belize want to know and deserve to know. I did that, I think, on July 10th. Yesterday, 4 or 5 days later, Auditor General replies immediately saying that she will try her best, she will undertake within a 3-month span to see how she can get the resources, get the information to get the job done. So I'm really proud to see an Auditor General that's pushing to ensure that policies are created so these things don't continue to happen.
If public money is being mismanaged today, how long should Belizeans have to wait before anyone gets answers? That is the concern surrounding the work of the Joint Public Accounts Committee, which is currently reviewing audited financials from 2017, while several more recent audits remain pending. With the Auditor General now looking into the Ministry of Defense's finances, we asked JPAC Chairman Godwin Haylock whether the committee will seek access to that report as an exception to the usual process.
We're also looking at the aspect to find out legally if the committee has the power to check what's going on in present time, like the Mira scandal. Who are the public servants involved? Can we bring them into an interview, have the public hear why they decided to split the payments? Because everybody wants to know what's going on.
How then can JPAC get involved in that process, not in the auditing, but after the audit is completed, to do a review of it currently, instead of waiting years to come?
Right. Once it's in, the problem with the audit is that it must be reported, and the report goes to the House. There's, for example, the special Senate hearing, the audit report, that has gone to the, I think, to the President of the Senate and has never seen the light of day. That is where the legislative system, we believe, needs to change. When the Auditor General writes a report, we want it released immediately. Don't take it through these stages that it ends up lying dead on somebody's desk. So that's where the problem is, and we hope that the government sees it. We hope that the government is willing to start to create a new law that will allow reports to be open as it's finished. You know, we don't need to go through no paperwork and unwrapping. Let the people know right away.
Belize's courts are getting a digital assist. Today, judges, magistrates, attorneys, and other legal professionals are learning how artificial intelligence can help them research faster, work more efficiently, and deliver better service to the public. The Judicial Education Institute of the Senior Courts is hosting a one-day workshop focused on the responsible use of AI in the legal profession. The training includes hands-on sessions with Lexis AI, a tool designed to support, not replace, the people who administer justice. Shane Williams has more.
High Court justices, magistrates, attorneys, and other legal professionals gathered in the Chief Justice's chamber today for a second workshop on the responsible use of artificial intelligence in Belize's judiciary. Justice Derek Sylvester says the judiciary is moving beyond simply talking about technology and is now putting it to work. He described today's workshop as another important step in the court's push to fully embrace digital tools in the administration of justice.
I must say that we've had the support of the powers that be in relation to having those trainings, because this is the second training. We've had one training already that dealt actually with the theoretical aspect of AI. Now we're dealing with the practical aspect of AI. So today, we're actually doing hands-on training.
UK-based AI consultant Scott Wiles facilitated today's training on Lexis AI. He stresses that AI is just another tool in the courtroom designed to save time, not to replace legal minds.
The different judges that I've spoken to from different jurisdictions, they've got a lot of work on. And any way that we can help streamline that process and reduce bottlenecks has been a really big impact for them. So even if it's summarising cases, whether it is actually helping them with workflows and starting to draft judgments, that's some of the ways that they've been using it so far.
In today's training, High Court judges say artificial intelligence has proven extremely useful for legal research, summarization of evidence, and analysis of their work. Justice Sylvester says technology and training embraced by the Judicial Education Institute of the Senior Courts has helped to markedly reduce workloads and backlogs.
Now you enter into the computer, you state exactly what you want, and you create all your research, create all your material. So one, legally it would assist the court. Secondly, it would tremendously reduce backlog, because the issue with the court is time. for the last 3 years, you would no doubt recognize that the quantity of matters we've had in the court has decreased drastically. From a 12-year backlog, now we're on to a year or two.
Wall says AI has proven valuable in reducing the time spent on repetitive legal tasks, but he stresses that every response generated by AI must still be carefully reviewed by the legal professional using it.
People, for some reason, will treat AI slightly differently, so they won't give it all the information that they would do a human, or worse still, some people trust it blindly. Whereas they wouldn't do if someone else in the office provided them with the research they'd asked for. They'd look into that, they'd verify it. And I think that if you can try and frame it in that way, that it's like a junior in the office, it probably adjusts your thinking and the way that you work to make it more effective.
While artificial intelligence is becoming an increasingly powerful legal tool, today's message inside the courtroom was clear. Technology can support the justice system, but it cannot replace the experience, ethics, and independent judgment of the men and women entrusted to uphold the law. Shane Williams reporting for News 5.
The investigation into last week's deadly crop duster crash in Spanish Lookout is entering a key stage. Civil aviation investigators are close to finishing their work at the crash site, where veteran pilot Henry Plett lost his life during an aerial spraying mission. But the probe is not just about what caused the crash. Officials say its findings could lead to stronger safety measures and new aviation rules designed to prevent future accidents. Director of Civil Aviation Nigel Carter says every fatal crash offers lessons that can help Belize make Belize's skies safer.
In aviation, we continually strive to make the whole activity more safe. And so under our international obligations, as well as our local obligations, we are obliged to carry out a full investigation of an incident whereby either an aircraft hull is lost or there is loss of life. There are other factors that would trigger a full investigation as well, but in this instance, I'll speak to the fact that we lost a hull as well as someone's life. And so we carry out an investigation so as to ensure that we can make those safety recommendations to prevent a reoccurrence of a similar accident. The process is protected by law, and it is intent not to apportion blame to any single individual or entity, but rather just to get to the probable cause and other contributing factors that would have all come together to create to cause an accident.
And how would the investigation and the lessons learned be used in aviation to benefit the entire industry in Belize?
So the accident investigation unit would make certain safety recommendations, and then the Department of Civil Aviation will then analyze it and, where necessary, implement the necessary regulatory changes or procedural changes to ensure that we sort of plug up that hole and prevent for that type of accident to happen again.
For 6 decades, the National Trade Union Congress of Belize has been at the forefront of the fight for workers' rights, shaping labor policy and advocating for better conditions across the country. Now, as the organization marks its 60th anniversary, it is looking back on that history through a new documentary highlighting the defining moments, challenges, and victories that have helped shape modern Belize. NTUCB President Ella Wade says the documentary premieres is both a celebration of the organization's legacy and an opportunity to inspire a new generation of labor advocates.
So 60 years of work will be celebrated on the 18th of July in Belize City at the Inspiration Center. Now, what we'll be doing is that we have hired someone to do a documentary for us. It should encompass the 60 years of work. Of course, we have some time that we could not find records, but we did our best to ensure that we encompass the major events that NTUCB took a part in, and probably led certain events that became a part of history in this country. So it will be at the Inspiration Center at 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. On the 25th of July, we'll be doing the same thing in Belmopan at the UB Auditorium. Of course, that one will, we're trying to invite persons in Belmopan and surrounding areas. That one begins at 3 p.m. The same concept we'll be screening our documentary. And we have a lot of great interviews in the documentary. We have from former prime ministers, we have from former trade unionists, we have a lot of information. The documentary is supposed to be 40 minutes, but we're finding out it's going to be longer because we have so much information we're trying to compact into one short frame. So we're hoping that persons will want to hear about what the achievements were of NTUCB and want to support us, right, through this initiative of our celebration of 60 years.
Up next, 134 new soldiers step into uniform after months of grit, sweat, and discipline.
Belize uses electricity is changing. At home, families are using more devices, smarter appliances, and connected technology. Across the country, businesses are growing, industries are expanding, and communities are finding new ways to live, work, and move forward. Behind that progress, the energy system must continue to grow with Belize. At BEL, modernizing the grid is part of preparing for what comes next. A grid with greater visibility, more accurate information, and better tools to manage energy as needs change. Through investment in digital systems, upgraded infrastructure, and improved monitoring, BEL is strengthening how electricity is managed and delivered across the country. Not just for today's needs, but for the future Belize is building. As new technology emerges, from solar generation to community energy systems, the grid must be ready to support them safely, reliably, and sustainably. This is the work of modernization, step by step, system by system, community by community, helping prepare Belize for a more connected, resilient, and sustainable energy future.
Rev up your engines at Puma Energy and get ready for an exciting chance to fuel, fill, and win. For every $30 purchase on fuel, a liter of lubricant, or $10 at Super 7, get a ticket to win one of 20 fuel prizes of $1,000. And here's the thrill. Fill up with premium Clean Tech Pro and double your chances of winning. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity. Head to Puma Energy and Super 7 today for your chance to fuel, fill, and win.
The next station is not just a place. It's the vacation capital of the world, Mexican Caribbean. Do you know why we are the capital of vacations? Because no other place on earth brings together so many ways to vacation in one single destination. Every vacation imaginable. Mexican Caribbean, the vacation capital.
Every dollar you save today is a seed for tomorrow. Let your dreams take root and grow. Belize Bank, your future, our commitment.
Stay connected in the USA for as low as $10. With Smart Roaming Data Pass, staying connected is simple and affordable.
Get the data you need starting at 1,000 megabytes to stay connected to larger plans that keep you online while you travel across the USA. So you can message, browse, video call, and navigate wherever you go. No SIM swap, no bill shock. Just simple, affordable pricing. Activate easily by dialing *100# using the Smart app or online. Smart Roaming Data Pass. Staying connected the smart way. Smart, bringing people together.
Are you enjoying the incredible voices of KTV The Remix Season 8? Well, don't forget, the power is in your hands. This week, each remaining contestant has been assigned a new voting number. To vote for your favorite KTV contestant, simply text the number of votes, followed by a space, then your contestant's assigned voting number, and send it to 585. And remember, you can also send credit directly to your favorite contestant's assigned smartphone number. Here are this week's remaining contestants and their new voting numbers.
Hello, me too young for lockdown with nobody. I pray one day somebody keep your company.
Shawty, you're my angel, you're my darling angel. Girl, you're my friend when I'm in need. You don't have to wind up yourself. You don't have to wild up yourself. Oh, and then she bubble and she bubble and she bubble and whine. Armonía de amor, cara bonita es mi inspiración. Abrázame a tu corazón y no me dejes.
What you want, as long as you're with me. Say what you want, as long as I hear you calling my name over and over again. Walk out, pack up your things and leave. Don't come back. One
family and help me earn me daily meal. Them don't know how it feel when you a cry.
When you're ready for the bump and grind, it's only you.
I had my trials when my pillows dried my eyes. Then the morning came and my wings.
Only know you've been high when you're feeling low. Only hate the road when you're missing home. Only know you love her when you let her go.
Who will make it through to next week? Your vote can keep your KTV star on the stage. Vote before Sunday at midnight. Join us at The Bliss every Tuesday at 8 p.m. for KTV The Remix Season 8.
Nestled away in the quaint Belize River Valley, Black Orchid's Panda River Restaurant offers a variety of great dining areas and experiences with an excellent variety of local and international cuisine, with healthy meal options for vegans and those with health concerns. Your delectable dining can be topped off with our excellent desserts, natural fruit juices, and exquisite wine and drink options. All prepared by our certified chef and award-winning mixologist. Come to Panda River Restaurant and River Rum Bar to relax in the pool or use our excellent conference facilities combined with great dining.
A diamond in the jungle.
134 recruits joined the Belize Defense Force today after months of tough training. The new intake, made up of 113 men and 20 women, marched proudly at Price Barracks despite the rain, as families, officials, and military leaders looked on. Prime Minister and Minister of Defense John Bersenio told the graduates their service marks an important commitment to country.
Among these 134 recruits are 20 outstanding women who, with their male counterparts, successfully completed a demanding journey that tested their discipline, resilience, courage, and commitment. to Intake 69, let me say this. Over the past 18 weeks of training, you have transformed from civilians into soldiers, entrusted with the responsibility of defending our nation and serving its people. The uniform you wear today is more than a symbol of achievement. It represents honor, sacrifice, and an unwavering commitment to duty. As you begin your military careers, remember your greatest strength will not only be your skills, but your character. Uphold the values of loyalty, integrity, discipline, selfless service, and professionalism in everything you do. The Belize Defense Force places great trust in each of you, and I am confident that you will serve with pride and distinction wherever duty calls. I also congratulate your families and loved ones. Your encouragement, patience, and sacrifice have played an important role in helping these young soldiers reach their milestone. This achievement belongs to you as well.
For many parents and loved ones in attendance, the occasion was a proud and emotional moment as they watched their sons and daughters transition into soldiers entrusted with the responsibility of defending Belize. The Belize Defense Force celebrated more than a graduation ceremony today. It marked a turning point in the institution's history, as more than 100 new recruits officially entered military service at Price Barracks. The BDF also shattered a long-standing barrier with the appointment of Warrant Officer Class 1, D. Anchor Greenidge Reyes, as the force's first female Force Sergeant Major, the highest enlisted rank in the organization. Her promotion closes one chapter and opens another, succeeding Warrant Officer Class 1 Wilfredo Mahano after his remarkable 26 years in the role. For Reyes, the milestone is the culmination of a journey that began in Belize City and has now placed her among the most respected leaders in the military, paving the way for future generations of women in uniform.
The future of the force will shape by the leaders we develop today. As the first woman appointed Force Sergeant Major, I recognize the historic nature of this occasion. I accept with gratitude while remaining focused on the work ahead. This appointment is untimely about duty, service, and responsibility. To every member of the Belize Defense Force, I know that respect is earned, trust is built through consistency, and leadership is demonstrated through action. I will therefore be present, listen carefully, act fairly, and carry out my duties with integrity. Today, I received the pay stick as the symbol of this office and of my commitment to the Belize Defense Force. May we move forward as one force, disciplined, professional, ready, and united to serve Belize. Thank you.
Of the 134 new recruits, the Belize Defense Force is welcoming new recruits. A moment captured on video and shared across social media is now at the center of a criminal investigation after a group of visitors got far closer to a wild jaguar cub than wildlife experts say they ever should have. The footage, recorded in the Mountain Pine Ridge Forest Reserve, shows individuals approaching a mother jaguar and her cub, with one man reaching out to pet the young animal while another suggested picking it up. What some may have viewed as a harmless wildlife encounter has sparked outrage among conservationists and prompted swift action from the Belize Forest Department, which says the group's actions may have violated wildlife protection laws and endangered both the animals and themselves. As authorities move to identify and charge those involved, they are using the incident as a stark reminder that Belize's wildlife is meant to be admired from a distance, not handled for social media moments. Today we spoke with Forest Officer Victoria Chi.
We are planning to charge them with under the Wildlife Protection Act under Section 3A and B. 3A is basically saying that you are not allowed to hunt any species that is in the schedule in that act. Jaguars or the 5 cats are listed in that schedule as animals that cannot be hunted. And when people say hunting, I always explain to them, hunting does not necessarily have to be that you're with a firearm out in the forest hunting. For us, hunting is to either, yes, to hunt, but to take, to kill, to molest. And if you go to the definition of molest, it's basically harassing or interfering with the animal that is within their natural habitat. So once you're doing that, it is considered hunting within the law. So it's very clear that they should not have been doing that. So that's 3A. 3C is then saying that if you hunt, you should not hunt any obvious immature wildlife, and in this case we can all see that is a jaguar cub, and so it's those two sections of the legislation. The only downfall when it comes to that is that that legislation was done in 1981, so the fine, I'll be very honest, and the public might not like it, the fine for it is only $500. So that's the fine that they would be charged. If it's for, well, since it will be for both of them, it's $1,000 that they will be fined for. And that's basically what the legislation calls for. We have revised the legislation. It has been approved by Cabinet, and our new fines, when that is sent back to us, will be from $30,000 and up. But we're not there yet.
The Forest Department says it has contacted immigration to help monitor the entry and exit records of the individuals involved in the jaguar cub incident, as it does not have the authority to issue travel alerts itself. The Belize Wildlife and Referral Clinic is expanding its impact beyond animal rescue with the launch of a new wildlife and One Health education lab. The facility will host training, workshops, and certification programs for everyone from police officers and tour guides to students and community groups. Clinic officials say education is key to reducing the human-wildlife conflicts that bring many injured animals through their doors each year. The new lab is also another step toward the clinic's long-term goal of building a full wildlife hospital and rehabilitation center on its property.
We officially celebrated the inauguration for our Wildlife and One Health Education Lab, and it's an exciting new step because it will allow us to provide more education and outreach in our own building here. We have an outreach program that is going for almost 8 years, and we go countrywide to do workshops, but with this new classroom facility here, we can provide this education on site. And while we are a wildlife clinic and we mostly receive injured and imperiled wildlife of all species, most of these species come to us because they had a conflict or an interaction with humans. So therefore, education is really the most important thing we do. Therefore, this building is very exciting to us to be officially open. We have started the outreach and capacity building effort in 2018, focusing foremost on enforcement. So a lot of police officers, other NGO partners, including Belize Defense Force. We had several trainings as well. Now, over the years, we have reached out more and more to other groups of people, from tour guide workshops that we do, because tour guides are on the front lines and see a lot of wildlife in their work. We have reached out to scouts. Our trainees are getting younger and younger. And with the latest grant that we just started actually this week, thanks to the Protected Areas Conservation Trust, we have added 2 new wildlife fellows to our team that stay with us for a year and get training. So it goes from 2-day trainings to these fellows now for an entire year.
The new facility marks another milestone for the organization as it works toward completing a larger wildlife hospital and rehabilitation center on its own property. After the break, KS Beats lost his battle with cancer, but his music and legacy live on.
Nokshe Adventure Park came about from the birth of COVID. Everything was on pause for tourism. So we decided, let's do something different. We got 10 bikes, 10 ATVs, and we were just doing ATV tours. Shortly after, we were approached by the cruise lines. We agreed to work with them, and from them it just started growing. We set up the chocolate tour first, and then from there we went into the culinary experience at the different Mayan cultures. We have like the gift shop, the cooking class, the shaman, and the healing, and it just all came together. When you reach a certain point, you need investors, you need partners to come into your business. Atlantic Bank does make it easy. Even my 7-year-old could do it.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
We're ready for the road. We're ready for the road. So we're ready. We're ready. Yeah, we're ready. We're ready. Yeah, we're ready. 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 Yeah, we're ready. We're ready. We're ready. We're ready.
Let's take a journey through the core functions of the Social Security Board. It all starts with registering as an insured person, employer, or self-employed individual. Sign up for a portal account to manage your Social Security information online. Just provide accurate information and click Create. This will give you access to a range of services and benefits. Next, your contribution, along with investments and other income, are collected and distributed into 3 funds. This ensures that the SSB fund is securely utilized to support various benefit programs. The SSB is committed to providing essential benefits such as sickness, maternity, injury, and pension. These benefits are paid out to eligible individuals as a part of the Social Security coverage. We help you navigate through life's challenges with financial security. Annual surplus accumulates to grow the fund each year. This surplus is invested into various industries, contributing to the growth and development of our nation. With each passing year, the fund continues to grow due to the annual surplus and interest revenue earned from prudent investments. This surplus, along with reserves, helps to bolster the SSB fund and provide a safety net for those in need. We've arrived at the end of our journey to better understanding how the SSB works. We remain committed to serving you and building a secure future for all Belizeans.
Chance to play and win. Before every match starts, predict who will win. The more predictions you make, the more chances you have to win. Get 1 point towards your total when you guess the winning team. Predict the exact score and earn up to 4 points. The top scorer at the conclusion of the World Cup wins the grand prize of $2,500 in cash. That's not all. Players get a chance to win weekly prizes. Plus, our quarterfinal winner gets a watch party package. Play directly in the Smart app for just 50 cents per entry. Prediction starts June 1st to July 18, 2026. Don't just watch the World Cup. Play along and win with Smart. Smart.
connection we make is more than just a signal. It's a student unlocking a future through digital education. A young mind daring to dream bigger. Our culture shared with the world in real time. And everyday heroes answering the call of civic duty. When we connect with Digi, we empower Belize.
Belize's music community is mourning the loss of one of its brightest young talents. But it's also celebrating a legacy that continues to resonate far beyond the recording studio. His family, friends, and fans remember Ken Doyle Simpson, better known as KS Beats. The National Institute of Culture and History is working alongside his loved ones to ensure his life and contributions to Belizean music are honored in a meaningful way. The acclaimed producer and artist passed away on Sunday after a courageous 2-year battle with cancer, leaving behind a powerful imprint on the local music industry. Today, some of those who knew him best reflected on the passion, creativity, and influence that made KS Beats a beloved figure and a cultural icon to a generation of Belizean artists. Shane Williams has the story.
For more than 20 years, Ken Doyle Simpson worked behind the scenes producing countless songs that soundtracked Belizean life. Whether in the recording studio, on stage, or mentoring young artists, KS Beats earned a reputation for demanding excellence while always encouraging those around him. His death has left a void that is deeply felt by those who knew him best. Among them is his best friend, Horace Bryce.
Cling to hope, though dark the way. Oh. We have started our musical journey in church, where we were on the praise team. We were musicians, Ken Doyle playing the drums, I'm singing, we're playing the bass. I helped out Ken Doyle with the drums, when he was little, and his foot couldn't even touch the pedal. He had a smile to die for. Everything that he did, he was smiling. He plays the drums, he was smiling. Whatever instrument he's on, he was smiling. When me and him hanging out, we were talking. He's smiling. So I will miss his smile. I will miss him always teasing me, and stuff like that.
Renowned vocalist Jackie Castillo spent nearly 2 decades performing alongside Simpson and worked together as members of the Center Stage Band.
Whenever you would be off key, Kenny would be like, hit the note, you need to hit the note. I always see that in my mind since I've been thinking about him. He will tell you quietly and sweet that you are not hitting the note properly, and he will insist that you hit the note. So he brought a lot of my best qualities and my best vocals in my recordings because he ensured that it was top quality, and I will always remember and appreciate him for that.
Take me, baby, down the southern highway. Drop the top on his Mercedes-Benz.
That commitment to quality is perhaps best reflected in the music he created. Simpson produced across genres and borders, working with some of Belize's biggest names, including Melanie Gillett. Together, they recorded more than 30 songs.
I want people to remember him as a musical genius, that's for sure, and a pioneer in the Belizean music industry. Innovative and so smart, talented, and always willing to help. I was going through some of our messages and trying to piece everything together because all of this just makes no sense to me, that he's gone.
Though his drums have fallen silent, the music Ken Doyle Simpson leaves behind ensures his legacy will continue to echo through Belize's recording studios, concert stages, and playlists for years to come. Shane Williams reporting for News 5.
The competition turned up the heat last night as KTV The Remix returned to the Bliss for week 2, transforming the stage into a celebration of reggae and Caribbean music. The 10 contestants not only had to impress the judges with island-inspired performances, but also faced the added challenge of duet night, teaming up to deliver some of the evening's most memorable moments. With the race for the $10,000 grand prize already intensifying, singers were pushed to showcase their versatility and stage presence as the battle for a spot in the next round continued. Brittany Gordon has the highlights.
Miggy, I hit and run. Miggy, I hit and run.
KTV The Remix Season 8 Week 2 was a night of transformation. The show opened with contestant Rumika Nandwani stepping outside her comfort zone to perform Shensea's Hit and Run, setting the tone for an evening filled with Caribbean flair.
Take a set upon me, you eat up, give me space, give me room, give me little breeze. No, Jesus, I want to make you feel so.
Girl, you're my friend when I'm in need.
Since the competition's electrifying debut last week, 2 contestants have officially withdrawn, raising the stakes for those still in the running. Despite their nerves, the remaining singers are determined to deliver standout performances on stage.
Wind up yourself, oh, she said, take it easy, I will do the work.
To be honest, I'm really nervous. I see a lot of good song selections during rehearsal, so I'm so excited and nervous at the same time.
Pack up your things and leave, don't come back.
The showcase featured everything from vibrant, high-energy songs to mellow tunes, treating the audience and judges to the rich sounds of the region.
I'm feeling a little frustrated because I don't feel well. I feel like I can't hear, something's wrong with me. But I'm ready to get the show on the road. I'm excited to hear everyone's songs, and I hope you guys are tuned in.
It's only you. You're all I need. Do what you want, as long as you're with me. Say what you want, as long as I hear you calling my name over and over again.
Even after exiting the stage, energy remained high, with performers acknowledging their growth as performers.
Then the morning came, and my wings took flight. I rise, I rise.
Only know you've been high when you're feeling low. Only hate the road when you're missing home. Only know you love her when you let her go. Whoa.
It's better than last week, so I actually love reggae genre.
That was really fun. I enjoyed it. I had a lot of nerves going into it, but I feel a lot better now. So that was really fun.
Back again for another year is the crowd favorite segment, Duets.
You're gonna hear me roar.
You're breaking my heart, baby. You made a mess of me. Problematic.
We got both feet on the ground, and we're
So smart customers, don't forget to vote the number of your favorite performer to 585 and get ready to boogie next week as KTV embraces disco night at the Bliss.
Feel like I can't live without it. It takes me all the way. I want you. Said I wouldn't call, but I'm lost all control, and I need you now.
Before we leave you, here's tonight's viewer's voice. On our first story, BEL prepares for controlled blackouts amid Mexico power crisis. Mark Cadle commented, "The PUC has failed Belize terribly. How is it that 40 years after independence, we still can't produce enough power at home?" What BEL and GOB have not told the people is that BEL is strapped for cash, and so they allegedly owe all their suppliers, including CFE. That is why they allegedly keep pulling the plug. Turning to men face charges after touching wild jaguar cub in Mountain Pine Ridge. Jaguar Paw shared, "From my observation, the Forest Department is absolutely a waste of time and natural resources. I agree. The incident violated Protection Act and must be dealt with. However, I believe the Forest Department has more important issues to deal with, but remains absolutely dormant and less effective in Belize. Imagine. And finally, on Digital Story, AG digs into Defense Ministry spending back to 2015. Bruce Barnett shared, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't we just learn that procurement was taken away from the military and placed in political hands? Isn't this whole exercise beyond meaningless, especially given the statute of limitations? Can we dispense with the distractions and just make all the transactions public? Thank you for engaging with us online. Your voices shape the national conversation. Keep those comments coming and we'll continue to feature them right here. And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at greaterbelize.com, on our Facebook and on YouTube. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us, and from all of us here at News 5, good night.